Pranam everyone. Okay, so today this is the 18th lecture of HTML, and today I'm going to tell about some more attributes of form tag. Yesterday we have discussed about some attributes of form tag, and already about four main attributes of form tag we have discussed, that is char set, and we have discussed about what is the use of this attribute, what is the purpose of this attribute. After that we have discussed about the action attribute. I have told you about the purpose of this particular attribute. After that we have discussed about the autocomplete attribute, and then we have discussed about the method attribute. Okay, so these are the four attributes of form tag which we have discussed yesterday. Okay, so today we will discuss about some more attributes of you can say form tag. The next attribute of form tag, that is known as the fifth attribute of form tag, that is ink type. Ink type attribute. Ink type attribute is basically used in that situation whenever suppose yesterday we have created a form. Here suppose you are there are two text boxes are there, and in the first text box you need to enter the first name, in second text box you need to enter the you can say the last name of, and after that you will click on the submit button. The ink type attribute is used in situation, suppose you are entering your first name and there are some space in between. Suppose anybody is writing, that is Manish and Kumar. Okay, and in this text box I have entered my first name is Manish space Kumar. Okay, and suppose and when the ink type attribute, when I will use the ink type attribute in the form tag, what will happen, whatever data we will enter this in this particular text box, that will be displayed on with the URL, and all the spaces which I have given in between this data, that in place of that spaces, any type of plus symbol or any spacer symbol will be shown by the browser. So if I will enter the Manish space Kumar, then and after that you will enter the in this last name Srivastava. After that you will click on the submit button, then you will see in the address bar immediately. So what will happen in the address bar, it will be shown the complete address of the web page which is currently open, and the first name you have entered here, that is the name of the text was the F name you had given to this particular text box in the coding. Here you can see name is equal to F name, so F name will be here. Suppose Manish, and then this plus this space will be plus Kumar, and then L name maybe shown as Srivastava. Are you getting my point? The ink type attribute will be used if you want to give some space in the data, whatever you are going to input in a particular text box, and you want that space should be filled by the plus symbol or by the any spacer symbol by the web browser automatically, and then you have to use the ink type attribute in the starting form tag. So in the starting form tag, here you can see that is, this is a starting form tag, and you need to use only ink type attribute simply. So when you will use ink type attribute, what will happen, that all the spaces whatever you have entered in a particular text box, that will be filled, that will be displayed either by the plus symbol or by any spacer symbol by the web browser. Okay, the next attribute, this particular attribute is used in that situation whenever you know in advance that whatever data you are going to fill in a particular text box, in that data there will be some spaces in between. Okay, so if you know in advert word, suppose I have to enter the first name, and in the first name there are two words, and in those two words there is some one space is there. So I have to I have to specify this attribute in the starting form tag. Okay, then in that situation it will be compulsory. If you have to enter only one word or any data in which no space is there, then this attribute is not required. Okay, the next attribute, a form tag, that is known as the name attribute. Name attribute is used basically to specify the name, specific name to that form in which you are going to show, to which you are showing on your web page, and that will be the unique identification of that particular form. Okay, so, this is very much important in that situation. Whenever suppose whatever web page you have created, in that web page there are more than one forms are there, that is 3 forms are there, and all the 3 forms have different type of data need to be accepted. So in that situation, all the 3 forms have to the name have to be defined with all the 3 different forms. The unique name should be specified with all the for all the 3 different forms, by which each form will be identified with its unique name. So suppose first name, I am giving the name to that particular form, that is user data. Okay, user data 1. So now I have given a specific name to this particular form. Okay, so this particular and all form and all its field have been defined a unique name, that is user data 1. So that particular form will be identified in the server side by this unique name. Okay, in the same way, on the same web page another form is there, you have to specify another unique name to that particular form. So by that unique name, that particular form will be identified by the server. In the same way, how many number of forms are available in the same web page, then you have to specify the same. You have to specify the name, this attribute, this is must, and you have to specify the unique name for each form. And so in that situation it is very much important. But if you are showing only one form on your web page, then this particular attribute is optional in that situation. You can use particular attribute or you cannot use as per your need. But if you are showing more than one form on the same web page, then this particular attribute it must, and you have to specify the unique name for all the different forms which are available, which are showing which are displaying on the same web page. Okay, so if why it is very much important, because the server need to be identify that this particular data whatever has been entered by the user have come from which form. Okay, have come from which form, and what it has to do with that data. In that situation, suppose a data is coming from a form that is whose name is user data 1. So any specific type of operation need to be performed by the server. Suppose another data is coming from the user data 2, another form on the same web page, another operation need to be performed by the server in this situation. Okay, now we move to the next attribute of the form tag, that is no validate. No validate attribute is used in that situation whenever you want that after a particular date, the data which has been entered after a particular date, that form will become no validate, unvalid. Suppose you want to display particular you must have seen many different types of online forms of different vacancies, and that particular form will be displayed on the web page. That means that is particular form is display is the data which you have entered in that, which you will enter in that particular form, that will be valid from first of you can say August to 30th of August only. And if you will enter the data after 30th of August, that data will be invalid, that data will be not be accepted by the user. So if you want that after that particular date has been over, now you have to specify that now this particular form has become unvalid, and the data which will be entered by the user that should not be accepted by the server. Then you have to specify that attribute, that is no validate. So if you will specify only this attribute, you will specify no validate, then that means now the form filling date has been over, and now whatever data, if any user will enter the data in this particular form, the server will not accept that data, and it will not give any response of that data which has been entered by the user, because that form has become invalid. Okay, after that, the last attribute which can be used with the form tag, that is target attribute. Okay, target attribute is basically used. Target attribute has many different values. For example, suppose blank self parent top frame name. Okay, so these are the different attributes. Sorry, these are the underscore symbols. Okay, so these are not that, these are the underscore symbol. So underscore blank, underscore self, underscore parent, underscore top, underscore frame name. Okay, these are the 5 values which can be asserted by the target attribute or the form tag. Suppose you are giving, that is target is equal to you can say self. So what will be the effect of this? That is, whenever a data user will enter the data in the form, and when you will click on the submit button, then the whatever the response will be sent by the server, that will be displayed on the same web page, same window. Okay, on which your web browser, on which your web page is displaying, on the same window, the response of the server will be displayed. Okay, that means the PHP file which will be sent by the server after accepting your data, after storing your data in its memory. Server will give the response to confirm, after confirmation that your data has been submitted successfully. So whatever response you will get from the server after submitting the data, that will be displayed on the same window. So you have to specify, this is this particular value is set by default. If you will not use this particular attribute, then the after accepting the data by the server, the response which will be sent by the server will display on the same window. But if you want that response should display on any another window, then you can use that blank. So blank, if you will give this value of the target attribute, then what will happen? Then after entering the data, after clicking on the submitting button, the server will give the response of the data submission of confirmation in another window, not on the same window. It will open a new tab, new window in the web browser, and the response which will be sent by the server, that will be displayed in that window only, not in the same window. Okay, in the same way, if you give on the suppose parent underscore parent, if you give this value to the target attribute, that what will happen, this attribute you can give in that situation whenever you can see that your particular web page has been divided in different frames. Okay, suppose a single web page is there, and in this particular web page suppose is divided in this frame. So this is frame 1. We will discuss about the frame tag after the form tag. So with the help of frame tag, we can divide our frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4. So we can divide a particular complete window of the web browser in different frames, and on each frame we can show different web pages. Okay, so if your so this particular value you can give in that situation whenever your the window of the web browser current has been divided in different frames. So this is the parent frame. Okay, so if you want to if you want that suppose your form is displaying in this frame, and whatever data you will admit you will enter, and after that you will press the submit button, then the response will be displayed by the web browser, which one will be sent to the server, and that response will be, you want that response should be displayed in the parent, on the parent frame of the window. That means on this is the parent frame. So the response on the response file, the response web page which will be sent by the server, that will be displayed in this particular frame, that is known as the parent frame. Okay, so this value you will use in that situation. Okay, and another, that is top attribute. If you will use the top, if you will give top underscore top value to for this target attribute, what will happen? And that means that the response of the server, the response of the data, the response which will be sent by the server, that will be displayed in a large form in your window. That means the whatever response will be displayed, whatever response will be sent, response message will be sent by the server, that will cover the whole screen of your the whole window of your monitor screen. Okay, so in this situation you will able to view clearly, okay, what is the response sent by the response message, confirmation message is sent by the server. Okay, and the last value which can be used, that is frame name. So frame name value you can use in that situation whenever you want to display display the response which is sent by the server after submitting the data in the form, and you want that that response should be displayed in frame number 3 or in frame number 4 or frame number 2, not in the parent frame. Okay, so you can specify any specific frame name. Suppose frame, whatever name you have given to that particular frame, you can specify the name of that particular frame here. Okay, particular frame here, and so what will happen, so what after submitting the data in any which is available on any frame, and the response will be given into this response will be displayed in that frame which you have specified, which name you have specified here with the target attribute. Okay, so do the practical according to that, and this particular target attribute, basically you will able to understand a proper manner when you will learn about the frame tag. After learning the frame tag, you can use this particular attribute in the form tag, and then you can view the response in that situation. So you must have seen that we have discussed about all the related attributes of form tag. There are total 8 attributes which we have discussed of form tag, that is char set, action, autocomplete, method, and type, name, no validate, and target attributes. Okay, and I hope that you all must have understood in a proper manner. If you have any doubt, any problem related to any attribute, you can send me in the form of a comment, and I will give you the proper response of that comment. Okay, and yesterday we have discussed, I have told you that form tag is a very big tag, and in between form tag, starting and closing form tag, we use many different types of tags also. That is input tag, button tag, option tag, text area tag, opt group tag. Okay, so we will discuss about all those tags one by one. So now today we will discuss about first we will discuss about the input tag. Input tag. So input tag is a very big tag, and it has many attributes, just like type attribute, side max attribute, maxchar attribute, src attribute, etc. So there are many attributes which are related to input tag. We will discuss about all the attributes, main attributes of input tag, one after the another. Okay, so first we will discuss about the type attribute of input tag. Type attribute has many different values which are available, which can be used with type tag, just like text attribute, you can say option, radio, checkbox, password, date, email, okay, submit. So many different attributes. Many different values can be used with type attribute of input tag. Okay, so we will discuss about type. Input tag is a very big tag, and it has many attributes, and each attribute has many different values. So we will discuss about all the main attributes and of input tag one by one, and all the main values which can be used with each attribute of input tag one by one. So today we will discuss about the input tag. Input tag is basically first of all, that is input tag. It has only the starting tag, it has no ending tag, always keep remember, and it will be used only in between starting and closing form tag. So today we will discuss about the type attribute of input tag with many useful values. Okay, so first of all, today I am going to design a form. According to that, we will write the coding. Suppose I want to define a form in this way. This is the option button. Sorry, these two are cut. Do not consider this. Option button 1, option button 2, option 3. That language, This is the layout of the form which we need to design in our web page. And then you can see there are many different types of text boxes are there. In this text box, user need to enter his name. Here he has to enter mobile. Here email ID, password, date of birth he has to specify. Then he has to select his gender, and he has to select the languages known. And after that he will click on the submit button, and then that data will go to the server side. And after accepting that data by the server, and after storing the data in its memory, server will send you the response according to the attributes which you have used in the starting form tag. So today we will see that how we will write the coding in HTML, okay, for designing this form in our web page. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.